Welcome back to my cooking channel. Here I made 3 desserts for my family of 12, which is brownies, blondies, and banana pudding. I'm going to start off by using a stick and a half of butter and melt this all the way. Alright, I'm adding in my melted butter, a cup of light brown sugar, half a cup of regular sugar, white sugar. I'm going to whisk this together until it gets pasty. As you can see, it's getting that pasty look. I'm adding 2 eggs, abstract. I have a teaspoon of pink salt. I'm gonna do a cup and 3/4 of flour. As you can see right here, this is the blondies, and this is a very simple recipe to make. Everything is in just one bowl. Ideally for this recipe amount, you want to use a 7x7, but I didn't have one, so I use an 8x11. And you're going to bake these for 25 minutes on 350. I would show the results at the end of the video, and then while this is baking, I'm going to do my brownies. Now for the brownies, I started off by melting my chocolate chips, about a cup, but then I realized that it was just a little bit more left in there, so I just added the rest of the chocolate chips. So I did about a cup and a half, I would say, or a little more. And then I did a stick of butter and then like half a stick of butter. And then I'll let this melt completely, and I set this to the side. Now I'm using a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar, 4 eggs, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and then a teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to whisk this until it's smooth. Then you're going to add in your melted chocolate and butter, and I did use unsalted butter. Just mix this until it's evenly blended. Then we're going to sift a cup of flour and then a cup of cocoa powder. I tried to fold this in instead of like stirring it roughly so my brownies won't end up tough, and I just did this until it was mixed together properly and ended up this consistency. I did spray my pan for the brownies, and the brownies came out perfectly, so you can do this. And for this recipe, you are going to bake your brownies for about 30 to 40 minutes on 350. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Now we're just doing our banana pudding, and I'm starting off by putting 4 cups of milk in the bowl, just following the box because I'm just making the pudding. I did a banana one and vanilla together, and then you're just going to stir in your pudding. And then once this is smooth, then you're going to add in your condensed sweetened milk. I just did like half a can because the whole can is for like a larger amount of banana pudding. And I just folded this in. We're going to add a tablespoon of vanilla extract, stir that in, mix it well. And then we are going to put whipped cream. And we're not going to use the whole container, just some, like half or 3/4, I don't know, but just some of it. And then you're going to just fold that in as well. Once your pudding becomes like this, then you are going to set this aside and go ahead and get your bananas ready and everything else. I only did 5 bananas for this recipe because my family, half of them are not a fan of bananas like that. So I just did 5, and then I did extra cookies for this recipe because it's my family. But you don't have to use as much. You can use as much as you want. And then here we are getting started with layering our banana pudding. So when you're at your top layer of your banana pudding, you're just going to add the remaining of the whipped cream and just smear it all around. And here are the results of my desserts. So the brownies were like a cakey, fudgy type. It was actually really yummy, and I was very proud of myself how they turned out. The blondies were kind of thin because of the 8x11, but they were still good. And then, of course, here is the banana pudding, and my family loved it. Actually didn't even eat any of it because by the time I was going to eat some or planning to eat some, it was actually gone. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.